Hello everyone, Miss Ashley here, and we are going to review the three numerals or three numbers that we have been learning. Let's get started and just think for a moment. What three numbers did we learn? One, two, and three. Those are the numbers or the numerals we've been learning. Let's start off with the number one today. We're going to trace the number one. We write our letters and numbers. We're going to start at the smiley face up here. So go ahead and point to the top of that number one. And I'm going to make some arrows go down the screen, and we're going to trace the number one just like this. Ready? Go ahead and point your finger at the top. Line down, then you're done. That's the way to make a one. Great work. Now the numeral one represents the quantity one, and the word quantity means like how many you have. So in this case, the number one would have one dot to match to it. How many fingers does this numeral represent? Go ahead and show me. Yes, it has one finger to match the numeral one. Where do you see the hand with one finger pointing up? Go ahead and point to it. Did you find it? Nice. That is one finger to represent and match to the number one. Let's do the same thing with the number two. We're going to trace the number two. When we start, we're going to point by that smiley face right over here, and we are going to trace the number two. Follow the arrows. Ready, set, go. Around a curve and back to you. That's the way to make a two. Now the numeral two represents the quantity two, which means the numeral two represents two of something. Like in this case, two dots. How many fingers does this numeral represent? Yes, it represents two. One, two fingers. Where do you see a hand with two fingers pointing? Go ahead and point to it. There it is. 1, 2 fingers for the number two. Now let's check out the number three. Now the number three is a little tricky because we have to go around some trees. There's lots of little curves in this number, but we're going to start at that smiley face again. Right there next to that first tree. We're going to follow the green arrows with this little poem. Around a tree. Around a tree. That's the way to make a three. You got it. Now the numeral three represents the quantity three, which means three of something. So let's check out this number, this numeral here. Which hand, or actually how many fingers, represents the number three? Where do you see a hand that looks like this with three fingers pointing up? You found it. The number three represents three fingers. Now we're going to do a little activity where I put a magnifying glass over a number. When I put the magnifying glass over the number, you're going to say the name of that number. The only numbers in here are 1, 2, and 3. Let's begin. 1. What number is that? 3. 2. 1. 2. 3. 1. And the last number is 3. Great work, everybody. We know the numerals 1, 2, and 3. I think all that work deserves a yeehaw, but not just one yeehaw, 3 yeehaws. So get your lasso out, cowpokes. We're gonna twirl this in the air. I don't think it's really called twirling. I don't think that's the word they use, but we are going to spin our lasso around in the air, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 yeehaws. It's gonna be like this. Ready? Go. Yeah! 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 Great work, everybody.